This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 406, 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness, Part 2, by Marc Chernoff of markandangel.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Welcome to the OLD Podcast, the podcast where I get permission from authors of some of the best blogs on the planet and read them to you all for free. And that is possible thanks to FreshBooks, who believes in this podcast and wants to help keep it going. FreshBooks is a cloud accounting company that's perfect for small business owners and freelancers to send invoices, track expenses, and more. You can try all of their tools completely for free for a month. You don't even need a credit card. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and put Optimal Living Daily in the How Did You Hear About Us section. And now really quick, if you're new here or bouncing around episodes, this is a part 2 from yesterday. It's the second half of a post. So if you haven't heard it yet, I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode first. That's episode 405 before listening to this one. And with that, let's continue this post as we optimize your life. 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness, Part 2, by Marc Chernoff of markandangel.com. Number 5, give when you're able. While giving is usually considered a selfless act, giving is often more beneficial for the giver than the receiver. In other words, providing social support of any kind can actually be more helpful to the bigger picture of our lives than receiving it. Intuitively, I think we all know this because it feels amazing to help someone who needs it. And that's because lasting happiness doesn't result from what we get, but from what we give, the experience of making a difference in the world. The science behind this is simple. Performing any act of kindness releases serotonin in your brain. Serotonin is a natural substance that has incredible health benefits, including making you feel more joyful. However, what's even cooler about this is that not only will you feel better, but so will others watching your act of kindness transpire. That's right, bystanders will be blessed with the release of serotonin just by watching you give kindness. And a side note is that the job of most antidepressants is to release more serotonin. Move over, Pfizer, kindness is kicking butt and taking names. So just keep in mind that while you can't give all of yourself all of the time, you can give some of yourself some of the time, and doing so will make all the difference. Number 6, nurture your closest relationships. Finding Flow, an interesting psychology book on happiness, reveals national survey data showing that when someone claims to have a few close friends with whom they can discuss important problems, they're 60% more likely to say they're happy. Also, did you know studies have shown that average human mortality rates double when we're lonely? Whoa. Good relationships really are worth their weight in gold. And the number of friends isn't the important aspect here. It's the effort you put into your relationships that matters. Although it's harsh to think about, even the best relationships dissolve over time if they aren't maintained. A closeness with someone is something you need to continually earn, so never treat it as a given. Every time you connect with those close to you, you further strengthen those bonds and give yourself a little boost of happiness at the same time. Win-win. And don't wait around to make big plans with those you care about. Make your time together the plan. Communicate openly on a regular basis. Get together in the flesh as often as possible, not because it's convenient to do so, but because you know each other are worth the extra effort. Just put down the smartphone, close the laptop, and enjoy each other's company face to face the old-fashioned way. There are few joys in life that equal a good conversation, a genuine laugh, a long walk, a friendly dance, or a big hug shared by two people who care about each other. Sometimes the most ordinary things can be made extraordinary just by doing them with the right people. So choose to be around these people and choose to make the most of your time together. Angel and I discuss this in detail in the relationships chapter of 1,000 Little Things Happy, Successful People Do Differently. Number 7, be true to yourself. This one is more anecdotal than specific, but perhaps the most important point of them all. When The Guardian asked a hospice nurse about the most common regrets of the dying, one of the prevalent answers was that people regretted not being true to themselves. As one patient put it, "I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me." May that quote dwell in your mind and remind you to make your needs a priority. Because ultimately, no matter how you live or how wonderful you are, someone else will be disappointed. So do your thing. Don't hesitate and waste all your time with lots of explanations. Most people only hear what they want to hear anyway. Just because someone doesn't understand your point of view doesn't mean a great explanation doesn't exist. Seriously, can you remember who you were before the world told you who you should be? Happiness is found when you stop comparing yourself to everyone else and what they want. Stop living for other people and their opinions. Be true to yourself. You are the only person in charge of your life. The only question is, what do you want to do with the rest of it? Start doing it. As they say, there are 7 days in the week, and someday isn't one of them. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled 7 Habits to Start in 7 Days to Guarantee a Year of Happiness by Marc Chernoff from markandangel.com. And this episode has been sponsored by FreshBooks, which I'm really grateful for. They're keeping this podcast alive for all of us. Come check out freshbooks.com/living for a free 30-day trial. FreshBooks lets you create invoices in literally about 30 seconds. I've done it myself. I am a customer of theirs, and I've tried other companies for invoicing, but FreshBooks is easily the best. You don't have to download PDFs or anything. You don't have to email anyone. Late payment reminders are automatic if you want, and they handle credit card processing. All you do is enter the dollar amount, description, and email address, and you're pretty much ready to go. If you have a business or invoice people for any reason, try FreshBooks. Invoicing is just one tiny feature that they have, and it's totally been worth it for me. Again, you can try all of their features for free for a month without putting in credit card info. Just come by freshbooks.com/living and enter Optimal Living Daily in the How Did You Hear About Us section. And the post today was 7 habits to start in 7 days to guarantee a year of happiness. And I mentioned this yesterday, but I got to mention it again because registration is closing after this weekend and won't happen for another year. Marc and Angel are part of this course that has to do with a year of happiness, a year of simplicity, really. It's all about simplicity and minimalism, along with a bunch of authors that I read right here on this show, like The Minimalists and Courtney Carver. So if you want to learn more about their year-long course, come by oldpodcast.com/learn to learn more. And I think that's enough for today. It is Friday. Have a happy one and a great start to your weekend. I will be back tomorrow with a post from Kristen Wong. It's been a long time. I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.